What's up, guys? Jumping over here, so let me see. Wait for this to kind of populate. Make sure it goes live. Make sure I put the right stream key in. Firefox was giving me shit today. I couldn't get into Twitch, so I had to get out of my normal account, my personal account. So now, good. All right, let's look and go into the background. So what's up, dudes? Wednesday, the 4th February. It's pretty exciting. So yeah, you're checking out Tony's some of Tony's new threads, and it'll be interesting. So we got a lot to do today, a lot to show off. Some things I won't be able to show just because I don't have the possibility to show them specifically to you. Other things we'll do a little we'll kind of like give you an idea of what they are, and then next week I will do a full-on match for certain stuff. But let's just go right into it. So you're checking out Tony's new stuff here. We'll go over to the outfitter real fast and check out his stuff. As you can see, Tony's got quite a bit of stuff on here. I don't think that's supposed to be here, so ignore that. it goes on him, but I don't think it's supposed to be there. I think it's broken. So yeah, you can see he's got a bunch of new stuff here. This is all unlocked, so the prices are not showing. But they're pretty comparable. If you've been playing on the PS4, they're pretty comparable of what they are now. I modeled them mostly off of T-Bone's prices. So you can see he's got some pimp hats. Pretty stylish stuff. They're actually pretty crazy. He's got the gold one. You can actually have an all gold outfit. It's pretty ridiculous. And then the sweatband. The sweatband is actually supposed to be here. So that might be an issue with the catalog. So we'll go over here. You can have pork chops on him now, and some of his facial hair. Definitely, we tried to go full 70s vibe with his stuff and not kind of change from that stuff. So he also has some glasses. Here, actually, let me close down some stuff in the background. So now he's got some star power glasses. Put them on. It's, typical 70s kind of style. I take them off. It's not my digs. So he'll have the normal disco jacket. You will be able to have him look completely nude, if you will. So you have the glittery gold shirt. You have a kind of a floral pattern that kind of shows off his muscular odd. I don't know. And then some crazy outrageous colors to go along with it. An orange and a purple. We all know this will be Klitz's favorite color because he is a man of purple. But you got a little preppy shirt to go along with some of the other colored shirts that the characters have, and variations of the tank top. So he's got a brown one here, and then he's got a gold one once again. You got to show off. Look at that special effects there on his back. A nice little glare across the gold on his back. And then you just have a normal white one. Slightly different. It's got a little bit of an outline. It's not entirely like the other guys' versions. These are a little bit more different texture. So we'll go with this. He doesn't have anything special in terms of his necklace or any of that kind of stuff, but he has full outfits. Look, I got an Oompa Loompa here. Different variations of these pants that kind of go together. They're really over the top in terms of their color. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what else we can push out. So we get down to his pants. You can have completely naked bottom. Oh, look! There's nothing there. Nothing there. Poor guy. You can have dancing shoes for those nights that he needs to. He's gonna bust a move with his other crow. Impress the ladies, the crowed ladies. You have the normal flash white bell bottoms. I believe these are the normal ones that come with the top that he already has. Then you can also get a variation with the shoes. The ones that I was using, the blue bell bottoms. Some plaid pants, because, everybody needs that. He has his own version of the boxers. some tight brown pants, total 70s, all butt cheek hanging out there. Shiny gold shorts, because everybody needs these. I told you, man, you can do all gold everything. Some jean shorts. This is also something that Klitz likes to wear in the summer. Classic white shorts, and that's pretty much it on that. He doesn't have any special pieces down here, but no, we still have some more. I keep thinking my camera's over here. I moved it. We still have a couple more things to show in terms of outfitter stuff. As you can see, I have all this stuff unlocked here, but what's this? It's a variation. If you paid attention, you might have seen this in the PS4 trailer, and this is one of the new taunts we have. It's pretty long, but we wanted to keep it, pretty cheap price, because if you're going to go out there and do that against people, specifically when you're playing, we want to allow everybody to kind of use it and have some fun. I'll show it off again. Maybe crows are all gay. Maybe they are. I don't know, man. So here's the next one. A little 70s vibe for y'all. Saturday Night Fever. And I'll do it one more time. And the new and improved, well, not improved, but just new in general. Something that all of your childhood dreams have come true in terms of. It's actually pretty funny on all the characters. So there is now a fart taunt in the video game. No. I mean, come on. We are a Loadout. What do you want from us? So, one more time for good measure. So I'm gonna go put the gold pants on. Everybody needs gold pants. Put the gold tank on. Alright, also if you've noticed up at the top here, if you're playing the PS4, we moved the store forward, so it's a little bit easier for people to find the stuff they need. Pretty straightforward, just easier to find that information, keep it simple. So, what else should we show off here? It's not as easy to do, and I can do it next week when there's more people, different variations, but there was a lot of, for PS4 players, there's a lot of improvement to the weapons. I drastically improved the damage and accuracy of the pulse and rifle after multiple times of tinkering with it, because it was a lot harder to track, a lot harder to keep up with your typical rocket users. So I upped that. There is about 32 things that I changed, 32 to 37 things that I changed, and I will post that all up once we get closer to this being live, Phase 1 that is, which is set to go out sometime in the next 2 weeks. So that's what we're looking forward to. Everything from making just the pulse and the rifle better, removing the sway from the snipers, taking care of different types of rockets, getting a little bit more of a variation between those, instead of just everybody using the ones that have the massive amount of damage. Something for speed. I mean, scuttles a lot faster, a lot better. So if you're really good at kind of leading people with scuttles, you'll have an easier time. Shotguns, more variation between the wide, narrow, and basic scatter. So you can actually do stuff with them. So you can actually hit people from a pretty good distance with the narrow barrel, but obviously it's going to do less damage. We're changing the ratios of the range and the accuracy and the rate of fire and certain things, so it makes it much more capable. Making the sniper and the headhunter different, to where the headhunter is truly what it is, and the sniper rifle is more so on the basis of, it's like depending on where you shoot, it's like a 2 to 3 shot kill. 2 shot meaning that you get them somewhere in this area first and then shoot them again. Otherwise, it's a 3 shot. Try to keep them as balanced as possible. I mean, obviously, a lot of the stuff I am doing by myself in QA, but a lot of it is from feedback that I've gotten directly from the PS4 players and what they want to see, because it is heavily rockets right now, and it's just a lot harder to track on the PS4 using the controller. So I've upped the turn speed, a bunch of different variations, so that's going to improve gunplay with the rifle and pulse. Beams are pretty much the same. I increased their strength and their ability slightly. They were already pretty decent with the reduction to cooldown. But now it's a little bit easier to aim with them, as was before. The range is a little bit different as well. But I wanted to give a variation to all those people. So if you're still a rocket player, you still could do whatever you want. It's just that you have to be more judicious with how you play. You can't just spam, spam, spam because there's a long reload time for certain things, or you may not have enough of firepower at this time, or the blast radius is smaller, or it gives you different variations of what you want to mix. So you're gonna have to find the thing that works best for you. It's not a drastic one-for-one change, but it's enough to put a better balance between all the weapons, or at least the chassis themselves. But anyways, so that's pretty much the weapon balance stuff. I can give you a full list of that, and I'm still tinkering with it a little bit. It's not final, but you'll see some of it when I'm playing and against some of the bots, because they're a great telltale of how you're going to do. But most of that will show up next week when we show off the new mode and its full variation, because it's still in its kind of infancy right now. But, so let's go over and we will jump in the test real fast. Oh, you can see that we have some new things showing up, and Evan is flipping me off. What a dick. But new variation of when you load in the screens, you're going to see little tips and tricks, how to play the game, just to help new players. People coming in like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And that'll kind of give them a good basis of how to improve their style. Oh, and also, before I forget about it, there are some other items in the game that we're going to release that T-Bone and Axel had. They've just been sitting in the catalog forever, and we're just going to let them go. We priced them out and everything, and if I remember to do that after this, we'll show them off. So we're going to go into the debug menu real fast. We're going to go to levels. So I will show you guys Distillery, because we have not shown that off live yet. So here we are in Distillery. This is what we're going to call it. A bunch of shiny gold, or copper, to go along with Tony's gold pants. So let's run around here. I'll use the controller since I don't have the keyboard set up in my normal style. So here's a little basic area. It's kind of tiered. It's got a good little variation in how you play through this level. You will see a lot of these pieces are from Brewery. Some of it is just mix-matched from that area and changed and adjusted, depending on how Thomas was able to make it work. So you'll see there's multiple ways to get up through these variations right here. You'll have the back end, and if obviously it's all about using the dive rolls and whatnot to direct yourself. But it's pretty cool. It's just a little mismatch of things that we put together and thought, why not? Why don't we try this, see how this works? And this was kind of the first variation of that, other than the trailer park one, which we have not shown off yet, because we're still working on it. There's some things we want to change to it to make it a little bit better in terms of your play style. So you may be wondering, well, this is only for PS4. En contraire, when we are able to, God, I just killed myself. When we are able to get the stuff together for 4.1, expect to see this in there. So Distillery will be part of the rotation, and you'll have another new map to play on top of multiple. So I can get out of the way so people don't have to constantly ask about it. 4.1 will be a PC update that we do sometime this month. It'll be after Phase 1. The basis is to get a bunch of weapon changes in that have needed to be changed for a long time. I don't think we'll do any changes for AI. It's just that has a totally different type of code. It's just not easy or possible at this point. Maybe. I wouldn't hold my breath on it. Otherwise, we'll be putting out these new maps and potentially this new mode, even though it requires, you'll see. There's some things we're working on that specifically, but otherwise, it is slated for 4.1. So new maps, and the inclusion of the old alpha maps to go back in the rotation, that being 2 ports and shipping yard, to go back into the rotation, along with these new 3, maybe 4 maps for you to play, and along with weapon changes and stuff like that. Just have a good time, enjoy yourself, so on and so forth. So here's Distillery. It's pretty cool, pretty straightforward. Thomas did a fantastic job with this. A lot harder to navigate these pipes on a controller than it is a PC, but it is what it is. So it's a pretty cool little map. It plays extremely chaotic because it's such a smaller map. There's not a lot of places that deter your line of sight. It's not really something that you can spend a lot of time sniping on, just because of the way that it plays. It is definitely fast-paced, and the times that we've played it in QA, it is constant action, which this game needs. It needs constant action. It needs more variations of maps like 4 Points, where there's always something going on. You have good lines of sight, and there's still ways to break lines of sight, so you're not just constantly getting popped. You can get up top up here. Actually, it's a little bit easier to do with the mouse and keyboard. Oh no! Okay. So this will be walled off, but it's just the easiest way to get up to the top. So you will, at this point, be allowed to run around up here. We don't know if we're going to keep it that way. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. Because it could be a little too overpowering for certain people who get up in the prime spot up here, especially for map control. So we'll see. We'll see what changes up on this kind of information, but more than likely it will not. We'll see. Depends on what Thomas can get done. Anyways, any questions before I move on to the next map? There's a piece of fuzz floating around. You need more dick. I can't help you with that. Any questions before I go on? I know you guys are a little behind me. Oh yeah, I haven't stopped moving on that screen. Alright, so now you will hear PvE. Hi Mom, I'm famous. Alright, well we'll save them for the last like 5 or 10 minutes. And we'll jump over to we already shown we'll just run through it again for those who haven't seen it yet. Here is Disrepair Bay, and it's somewhat final state. You've pretty much already seen this level for those of you who've been watching the past couple dev streams. It's pretty much the same stuff. But for those who haven't, it is a variation of 4 Points in Drill Cavern. As you can see, it's the main drill from Drill Cavern. Different places to hop around over here. Oh, I got stuck behind the wall. No, I'm good. So different variations. You have this little walkway over here. It doesn't play out like you think it does. It's not entirely just sniper friendly because most of the points consist in this central area. Because we have blitz, and so maybe kill confirmed, but it's not like that area is overly obtuse. Also, it really helps with a lot of jump boots. We try to make it to where jump boots were a little bit more viable, depending on how you wanted to navigate the level. So you can see these pieces are from 4 Points. It's basically the lower level of 4 Points. Shut down, or cramped down, and then reversed, and put walls up on the sides, so to create an opportunity. So one of the things I changed was on rebounding on the rockets. I made it to where it has a velocity change. So when you fire them, they will ricochet off the wall and actually gain a little velocity. So if you're a smart player and you're really good and you think you can bounce your rocket into somebody, you have the chance of getting a higher damage total on that. It's pretty cool. It's not exactly easy to do. I mean, you could do it with proximity with the damage reduction, and that's pretty cool, but being able to actually hit your target, hit your target by bouncing your rocket into, or ricocheting your rocket into them is pretty cool, especially guiding it around turns and corners and whatnot. So yeah, this is pretty much this repair bay. This will be in phase 0, and the update 4.1 or whatever we do for PC here in the near future. Also, if you pay attention, there's a slight change in the trajectory of the rockets. I made it to they're not 100% over the course of a distance, so it's just not constantly spamming downward. They'll actually slightly start to arc at a certain rate. The farther you shoot them or the farther you go. Oh, I actually was able to switch that? That's weird. Broken. Anyways. So let's move on to a new one, Behemoth, which we are calling Boneyard. And it's going to give me an assert. Ignore. All right, so here we are. Here is the basis of Boneyard. Let me get... I'll wait for you guys to kind of catch up to me since I am in another part of the game now. The stream looks like it's kind of bogging down. I don't know what's going on. I know you guys are a little bit behind me. Anyway, so Boneyard. This is what Thomas made. It is actually a bone of a space dragon, lizard, dinosaur, whale thing. I don't know. But this is basically the level. The lighting is fantastic. I mean, he did an insane job with being able to put this together in the short amount of time he did and make it look so freaking good. So back here, the main spawns, this is a jackhammer level. As you can see, it's got the same kind of location as Fissure and yeah, I think this is only on. I think this specific one is only on Fissure. So that is your base in the back, but where's the dragon dick? So we're gonna move around here. One of the things Thomas did on this level was make various routes. So if you got to the very top, let me get back up there real fast. If you got up to the very top by navigating through dive rolls and whatever else you do, you get over here to this corner, or you actually get up on the top of the base. You have clear lines of sight across the level, but we only wanted to make it to where you have lines of sight for whoever is running across the bones themselves. But if you wanted to have a more indirect route, there's obviously the little death cavern down this direction, because it can be pretty fucking hectic if you get in this area. Obviously, there's a little jump that you can make through there that cuts through the middle of the level, or you could run down here with the flag. We wanted to make it to where there was different routes. There wasn't two or one direct route that everybody could just sit on. You gotta have to play your game right. When we've played these in matches, it could be tricky at times. It comes down to the players who are smarter in terms of how they navigate themselves. As you can see here, here's a large skull that goes along with it. I guess it kind of looks like a dinosaur skull, slightly, but it's pretty cool. We'll go across his spine here real fast. Oh, I thought I could make that. Oh, there we go. So that's the little cavern that goes through the middle of the map. We'll run around here and get back over on his spine. And you can actually take this as a route with the flag across the level. But obviously it leaves you very open to sniper fire, as we have played in the past. This is a much more daring path to take, whereas the other ones are much... So the problems with the smaller ones is, yes, you are subject to things that are bouncy or ricocheting or rebounding or whatever, and any kind of pulse object in that area is very hard to avoid, and it actually can be extremely deadly, along with scuttles. So taking that bottom path is... It could be the easier route, because this seems like the easier route, but the minute you have something that can snipe somewhat decently on this top area, you have to rethink that. So here, we'll UFO real fast and get out of this area so you can have an idea of what the entire map looks like and how big it actually is. So there is the entirety of Boneyard, as we're calling it. And we find Tony again. So there's Tony, as you can see in the middle of my reticle, how big he is in comparison. So it's a decently sized map. If you saw the previous version of Boneyard, you can tell that it is much smaller than it once was. We squeezed it down, made it much more symmetrical, allowed you to have a better, pathing along the level, and it probably is one of our best maps, hands down. Just the way that it plays. We tried to make it a very fast-paced environment, so there's constant moving back and forth. It's going to take a lot of teamwork because you have those three routes, and if you don't play defense along with offense, then you're going to have problems. So it's pretty cool. I don't know how much different it plays on PC in variation to PS4. We haven't had as much time playing it on PC, but I guarantee there's going to be much more snipers on this level on the PC version, whereas the PS4 version is going to be much more chaotic and down in these pits. So, oh, and some of the stuff with the turrets, if I won't show where, but there is a pretty good spot to set a turret that can play pretty good defense for you. That allows you to do what you want across the level as long as you're a smart team. So, maybe because no dicks. That looks like a Jolly Roger comment. Um, some of the stuff for the balancing for 4.0 and PC is going to be totally different. So whatever you see in here or whatever I show in the next 2 weeks, don't use that as a basis. I'm having to do an entirely different balancing structure for PC. Um, Obviously, some people are helping me out with that, but it's a totally different document. Because it still has the tiers. It has different kinds of weights and values. So I've been spending some time over the past week really messing with that. And I think I got it in a good spot based on tons of feedback that I've been like organizing since July. Just from y'all talking about this or that or what you don't like, and even going back before I was even here, going back into like March and April, with beams and shotguns and different types of playstyles at that time. But so there's gonna be a lot of stuff. I think I'll have it nailed down probably sometime next week, and I can kind of give you guys an idea of where I'm sitting on that. But it's consuming a lot of my time right now, along with getting all this stuff done for Phase 1. But anyways, so this is Boneyard. I need to go to camera. I need to get a UFO. So this is not a final version, but what you are looking at now is the new game mode that we call Head Rush. The capture points, as you can see, it's 4 points for now. It's how we have it set up. This is a capture point, and you see good old Mr. Tank following you across this level. I don't think he'll actually attack me, because, yeah, he's just gonna, like, hover. He's just gonna hover over the top of me. Kind of creepy. My head is in his crotch, literally. So he's just gonna chase me around the map for now. So the purpose of this mode is kind of a variation of Loadout Rugby. So you spawn in here in the middle. So far, this is just for 4 points, mind you. You spawn in here in the middle, and it's come out, and this guy spawns in at the same time. So both teams, the objective is to kill him. Obviously, he's got quite a bit of health, so it's not just an easy pop and shot. But obviously, it's going to be a combination of both teams taking shots at him. But the point is to kill him, and one of the teams needs to pick up his head. His head will actually detach from his body. He'll gib. You'll pick up the skull or the head of a tank, and you will go and score it in one of these two spots, either this side, the red side, or the blue side, or the green side on the opposite end. So that is the point. It's first to, I believe, 10 scores. Maybe it's 5 or 10. I don't remember exactly how much we changed it to. But this is the preliminary map for it. I might have something to show you guys next week. Something I'm really, really excited about, and I really hope Thomas has time to finish it. But it's to kind of, give a variation of this mode in itself. Right now, it doesn't have any passing. It kind of breaks the mode if we do that. But the tank will spawn in different places, and you'll have to work with your team against the other team to kill him first. And we want to put more incentive on killing the tank rather than just killing players. So there's a huge XP boost that goes along with killing the tank as a team, not an individual thing, but as a team. So you'll have more incentive to actually kill the tank and take his head and go and score it. Because it functions, you carry it just like you do extraction. And so you got it by the horns, and you go dump it in the bin, and then a couple seconds go by, and another one spawns in, and it does a typical spawn in, and he just goes around and starts smashing everything that gets in his way. Maybe we thought about making him a little bit faster, so it's a little bit more chaotic. His aggro is much higher in this level, so he will just smash the shit out of anything that gets in his way, and he's much faster about it. So you want to talk about chaos? Like this is This is pure chaos mode. It is crazy. It's tons of fun though. It really requires a lot of coordination. Um, Annihilation is something that we always wanted to do in that, but we felt like it wasn't ever a fully finished product. This was literally like just something I spit off one day. And I know people have asked for variations of this, but I was like to Mike, I was like, it'd be really cool if we had a variation of rugby that allowed you to kind of like pass and play it more team oriented and a true, I don't know, if you really want to call it a sports mode. But that's kind of what we were going for in this, and it plays really well. And I won't be able to show it off today because we're still in the mix of doing it. Otherwise, I'd have to show you. I mean, I probably could. I could probably go show it with bots. Let's see if I can go find a and to fight. Oh, what's this special thing here? I can't get into it, but it's not the PS4. We don't have it set up for PC yet, but that right there will lead you to a leaderboard. The leaderboard is a combination of team score. So it's whatever you do to help your team, heal them, play the objective, and that objective could be anything from getting vials to capping tank heads to capturing points, how long you've stood on the point. But we really want to empower team play. It doesn't pull your kills. Kills, yes, in terms of the vials that you collect in Deathmatch. That's the only place it'll pull it. The rest of your score is based off what you do as a player in your team. So when they have it set up, I'll be able to show it off to you. They're working on it right now. It doesn't go anywhere. Even if I had it open, it just goes into nothing. But anyway, since we're in here, we're in the party, and look, another great thing. You could start a private match by yourself now. Isn't that special? We'll go into private match. Here's wow, that's showing. So you saw some more of the pro tips we put in, some information about the crowd, and here's something that I want to show off. It's not very good right now because I'm only at level 1 on this account. But what you're looking at on this screen right here is your gear score. There are 2 bars there. It'll always show the type of payload that you're using. What this means is it takes your 2 best weapons that you have in your arsenal, and it gives you a kind of a barred score in terms of color and gradient as it moves up. So you can go into a match and see what other people are carrying, and you're like, oh wow, this guy has all this stuff, but this guy only has this much stuff. And so you have an idea of what he could use. It doesn't mean that they will use those weapons, but it gives you an idea of like how good their weaponry could be. And we're going to kind of expand on it as we go, but it's one of those pieces where it's kind of in its infancy. And we just want to give you a way of a better social understanding of how to understand what you're up against and what your teammates have and what you're going to be using in that match. So the gear score is kind of that. It used to be this huge number that nobody knew how to understand. And there is a formula to it, and I don't know it offhand because it's multiple things multiplied by something else. And I could give that to you guys when this finally goes live. But so you can see a better version of it, weapon crafting. So if I went into, I have no idea what that is. So I go into customization, you'll see, so if I go over here and I put something a little bit better, like a rare item on there, it'll increase that gear score. In the future, this will kind of give you more information of exactly what you have, but this will slowly grow until it's like a bright red or bright orange towards the end. So that's basically what you're looking at in terms of your gear score. Let's go back into private match and start. And we'll go to game type and run. You can see it's only set up for 4 points. Allow bots. Debug, just go. So let's see how this plays.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ah. He just picked up the head. He's going to run the head back, and he's going to take it to and capture the hammer. It probably still says the hammer because we have to change the audio for it. And then he'll spawn back in. Obviously, this is a very, very rough version, so there isn't a lot of spawn times, and it'll change. And The aggro is different on how you play it, but they're obviously getting smashed. He'll aggro based on whoever shot him. He'll smash whatever gets in his way. And you want to kind of keep people off. So you can have people that play, traditional Slayer. You can have people that play. Oh, no! Oh my God! And obviously the kill cards are back in. So it gives you an idea. I was shot by multiple people. I'm just gonna play with the keyboard. I don't like playing with that controller. You'll be able to tell, like, all those people are like, well, I got shot for this one guy. Well, no, actually, you got shot by multiple people. It kind of give you an idea of what to stay away from and what actually hurts you. So I'm gonna... Oh, what is this asshole? I got the hammer. Let's run over here. So you can see it's actually the severed tank head. It's pretty crazy. Score that puppy, and now we are up by 1. I'm on fire. Need to get some health. You can see I'm using double barrel. I actually increased the how fast it actually fires, how fast it fires, and slight damage increase because it was doing less than a third of what Tri-Barrel was doing. But also, it requires a little bit more. Obviously, I'm using PC. These won't be PC updates by any means. Off of me, bot. You going, asshole. Got the head. Get out of my way. Nope. Scoring that puppy. So we want to make it in the future we can actually pass to one another and kind of use a lateral. When I say pass, I don't mean like frickin' go long, bro. I mean like a lateral. So if you're in trouble and you need to get out of that hotspot, you have the opportunity to, Tony's death. That sounds just so ridiculous. But you'll be able to pass it off to your friend and get out of a hot situation and keep yourself. All right.
You have successfully captured the hammer.
What does that say? Live to die? Ah. I live to die. Alright, pulverized. Only lag can save you. Some of you might have noticed that a lot of your stuff that you guys put in that death notification thread. Hey, look at this wonderful bot and his wonderful, what a spin in a circle routine. As you can see, our bots are never a finished product. But as you can see, a lot of y'all's suggestions, simul-deathed by those other guys, cabbage. So you should pat yourself on the back if you've seen some of your work so far. Actually, I could just keep dying and let you guys see what they look like. I'll just kind of sit here and, act like typical Trice. Losing hand dealt by try using the controller. So they all just kind of randomly show up depending on what they are. They wanted to give you guys a little bit more social features in terms of mocking and making fun of your friends. That's what life is all about. Just really shitting on all your friends. You suck, bro. Get on my level. No! Dang it! You bastard! Tony in your orange shirt. This. So one of the plans, I'll just spill the beans. One of the plans we're trying to do specifically for this mode is Thomas is working on a level that literally looks like a football field, or a rugby pitch, or a soccer pitch, or whatever you want to call it. It'll have the yard markers. It'll literally have grass, I guess, and obviously there'll be stuff that kind of blocks the line of sight and whatnot. It's not just going to be the one long field and just sniper heaven. It'll have a bunch of stuff in the way that will require you to navigate through that level. This is probably a bad idea. I'm on fire. The health. No! No!
You have successfully captured.
Yeah, so it is the 10.
5 captures remain.
So that's something he's working on. He's in the process of building. I'm actually going to go check it out after the dev stream. If I can get a good picture of it, maybe I'll put it up on the forums. But I'm pretty excited. And if you saw the lighting, the stadium lighting that was in Boneyard, that's something that he is planning on using to kind of give it a more intense atmosphere rather than just, this harsh environment lighting that we have. Early demise, courtesy of Geezer in Arms. Next. But,
The enemy has captured the hammer.
so yeah. This is pretty much head run, or head rush, is what we're going to try to call it. But it's a pretty good little variation. Obviously, some of these bodies stay around too long, and obviously his head's still there. So that's stuff we got to work on, and that's going to require some effort. But good. So that is that mode. So, what's some other stuff we could talk about for the Phase 1 requirements? Number one is we're changing the invite system. It'll go to a normal session invite. So if you play other video games on your PS4, it'll go through that. So it means it's instantaneous. The route we were using before was much slower because it was using a system that Sony isn't moving ahead with very fast. Our system was like that, but going through theirs, it was going through the message system. So if you use a PS4, you know that can be somewhat slow sometimes. But also, party chat. Something that we are currently testing in there. It is slated to go out for Phase 0, but not party chat, but voice chat. So you will be able to talk with the people you want to play with if you're not in a party, or if you set your party on the PS4 to prioritize to the game, not to your party. So you'll have the opportunity to say nice things to all your fellow friends and opponents, and say, "Great game, my friend. I'm so glad that we played one another." Stuff like that. Obviously. What else is there? I'm trying to think what else will be in Phase 1 before we, I'm actually going to have to jump off here in a minute. Let's actually go look at those other outfitter items for the other guys. So, you can already see right there, we're just going to go ahead and put the Christmas stuff in. We didn't make it in time, we're like, yeah, why not? But some of the stuff you might have seen before, but the busted locks for T-Bone. So, alien brain scan deflector, I believe that will be in there as well. And the meat cleaver in the head. I believe this was also supposed to be a Halloween thing at one point, but no. Do with what you can. I think if he has anything else. I thought he had another outfit. I think this will be in there too, so it'll be the overalls without the shirt underneath them, so you can go full bumpkin. Okay, so the black hoodie. Oh, sorry, I gotta turn this off. Go back up to the top. Bald. So the black hoodie will be in there. Don't look at the beta stuff that I have unlock all on, so it's showing all the stuff that's entirely in our catalog. Those won't be in there. I believe the striped collared shirt will be, and this green sci-fi tank will be in there as well. Not the beta shirts. Not the pack shirts. Oh, yes. I shaved my balls for this. That will be in there as well. I don't think he has any other pants that have not shown in the past. Here's the scan deflector, stake scan deflector, and I don't think there's anything else. Large pouch. I don't remember. Anyways, no. We'll go back up. We'll go over to Axel. So he'll have his elf 20 years, and the brain scan. Here's his meat cleaver. And the white motorcycle helmet. This will also be part of the PC stuff because it's technically in PC right now. It's just sitting in the catalog doing nothing. So I would expect to see this stuff as well. And there's also a green one that has no name. So there's your stuff to choose from on his hats. I don't think he has any other facial hair. I don't think he has any other masks. I don't remember seeing any at least. Alright, shirts. So the red sleeve will be in there. Let's go back up to the top. He doesn't have anything there. I think he had less, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in there. This is just another variation of that shirt. It's exactly the same. Just see, you have the little studs on your wrists. Floaties will not. That was a Steam Summer Sale only thing. It's just showing up in here. I think the green harness will be. Sunburn will not be. Don't think Thrashed will be either, because that's a PC exclusive. We'll just put the green debug skin in. I'm kidding. Don't think his pants have changed any. I don't think there's anything new. No, magic legs will not be in there. Sorry, guys. And yeah, I'll show you what the fart looks like with them. So no little green cloud that comes out, but we'll get a good idea what they look like. Anyways, yeah, we'll toss them. Don't think there's any locker information. This is still being worked on. For the PC players, this is nothing new. For PS4 players, this is still something that we're trying to hash out in terms of ranking. So I don't think this will make Phase 1 because it's taking more back-end work from Sony. It's a lot easier on the PC, and the PS4 is a little bit different. So I don't think we're going to have anything on that, but you know, never know. And here's something that I changed on the affixes on parts. So let's check out. These are all level 1, so we'll have a better understanding of exactly how much power they give you. But I don't know. Let's see here. What I know for a fact. I think magazines only do ammo count. Let's go into fusion mode. We'll fuse all these parts together. And then we'll fuse it. Yes. I still have a little bit to go, so fuse it again. Nabbit. Pushing buttons too fast. That should push us into uncommon. There we go. So I set it up to where affixes have a better grinding rate. Specifically, what they have, I don't think. Yeah, I have it right here. So here is all the information that you will get. So ammo capacity will only show up on magazines. ADS speed, like the increased speed of you ADSing or aiming down sights, will show up on a scope and a barrel. Rate of fire will be trigger and barrel. Melee will only show up on stocks. Player health will only show up in the healing payload. Strength will only show up in payloads, but it's a smaller rate, so it won't be a massive amount because I changed the ratio. A lot of people were saying, oh, this is really spongy, you know, it takes forever to kill people. Well, there was a ratio of how much space there was between the maximum amount of damage and an affix that can push in there, so I tweaked the affixes down and put the ratio up higher, so it's about, it wasn't 9.5, it's like a 9.8, 9.9 now. So just a slight amount of room to kind of fill that extra spacing with affixes, and that's kind of going to keep you at a 10 to 10 ratio. That's kind of I've been messing with it for the past couple weeks, and that's the best route without completely removing affixes, which is very hard to do. So I was like, well, how do we make them better? So anyways, like I said, player health only on the healing payloads. Reload is only on trigger, shell, and stock. Strength obviously is only on payloads that require it, where it's like Tesla and fire, and slug. Blast radius is on dispersal and grenades. Health kickback is only at healing. And, excuse me. There's other variations in there as well as like charging time or like X-ray distance and stuff like that, but those only apply to those types. But they'll kind of ebb and flow depending. So it kind of gives you an idea, like, I want to get more of this on my weapon. You go and grind that one specific part. You don't have to sit there and be like, well, I'm just going to randomly throw it in the generator and I'll get this. And it'll be a much more defined route of like exactly how much you're going to get or what you're going to get. Not so much how much, but what you're going to get out of those grinding of those parts. So it makes it a lot easier for you to decide on what you want to do. Like, I want to improve this on my gun. I want to have this much more ammo. But there is a cap, mind you. You can't just constantly grind it and be like, I'm going to have 100 extra bullets. There's a cap on the percentile that you can get. Now, something I will say, if you have stuff in phase prior of PS4, if you have an item that you don't want to grind, you will not lose affix. So if you have an affix that has multiple things on it and you just like it that way, keep it. Do not grind it. Because if you do, when this goes out, you will lose it, and it will only go towards these specific items. So we'll give you a little bit of freebie, a little pass. I know plenty of you are already level 20. Don't grind your part. Just set it off to the side, make sure you don't mess with it, and then do new parts to make different guns. And that's kind of the premise you want to push along that. I'll remind you again, when it actually goes out, do not grind your part if you don't want to lose those affixes. We'll let you keep them that way, whatever you have on it. But everything you do from that part forward will change it to the specific guidance that it has now. So, trying to think, is there anything else to do? So voice chat, text chat, player session stuff, leaderboards, 3 new maps, possibly 4, new game mode, possibly if we can get it all wrapped up and finished. Tons of weapon balance stuff. I can show that off more. Maybe I'll do that a separate stream, because that actually will take a while to kind of show you each individual thing. There's just so much stuff we're putting in there. All of Tony's items, other items that have been in the catalog that's never been released, and we're going to put the alpha maps in the rotation for PS4. So 2 ports and shipping yard will be in Arena when you play them, and they'll show up. And then you'll have like the there's just tons of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that people are still working on right now anyways. So that's pretty much it for this week. If you guys want to see more information, I'll put this together and put it up in a video right after this is done. Hopefully it saves this time. But other than that, thanks for stopping by, guys. Have a good rest of your Wednesday, or Wednesday evening, depending on where you live. And I hope you guys have fun, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.